Thank you for reaching out with your questions. Let's jump in. So I see you were able to get parts A and B correct. Part A, you were figuring out how many responded yes. So you took this 45.7%, turned it into a decimal by dividing it by 100, multiplied it by 519 to get 237, rounded to the nearest integer. Let's first go through part B, and then we can talk about how to get the answers for part C. So part B, we're being asked to construct a 99% confidence interval. So I am going to go to Get More Help. I'm going to open up StatCrunch. Once I have StatCrunch opened, we are going to work on creating this confidence interval. Okay, so I have StatCrunch created, or I have StatCrunch opened. I'm going to go to Stat Proportion Stats, and I'm going to Proportion Stats because we want to estimate the proportion. We only have one sample that we're working with. We're not comparing two different proportions, and I'm going to choose with summary because I don't actually have the data. I just have a summary of the data. And in the summary, I have that the number of successes was 237. That's how many people actually said that body piercings and tattoos were big personal grooming red flags out of the total number of 519 people that were observed. We do not want to perform a hypothesis test. We want to perform a confidence interval. In part B, you were creating a 99% confidence interval. I'm just going to leave this on standard walled, and I'm going to click compute, and it gives me a lower limit of 4.003 and an upper limit of 5.129, which would round to 5.13. I see you put in 0.401. There's a certain level of tolerance on here where 0.401 would have been accepted. Okay, so this was a 99% confidence interval. Let's go create an 80% confidence interval for part C. So proportion stats, one sample with summary. Number of successes, there's still 237. Number of observations, there's still 519. Click on confidence interval, and I'm going to change this level to 80%. And I'll click compute, and now we can see where they're getting the lower limit of 0.429 from and the upper limit of 0.485. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. So just so as a reminder, these are the answers that you put in, and the answers with the red in the upper right corner, those are the correct answers. And now you can see how we get those from StatCrunch.